three, five.
Welcome to my review of the Lightning Collection Zap Astro Megazord. I guess you could say this review is a little bit late because I didn't have it until now. I've not purchased one until now because I thought the price was unjustified for what Hasbro had produced. So recently it came down by 2/3 in price, give or take, and I took a shot and got myself one. So I wanted to do a little review and tell people what I thought about it, for those who care, and if you don't, you probably want to just not watch it from here on because it's not going to be particularly positive. So first off, we have the box itself, and I just wanted to do a quick comparison to what came before it, the deluxe Astro Megazord from the original Bandai line back in '98. Box sizes are not that different, although the contents are vastly different in size. But I'll do a comparison of that later. So anywho, I haven't opened this yet, so I've seen a couple of videos online, and the packaging is really nice. There's nothing there. I believe that's the toy itself. Some of the contents, well, all the contents inside, everything is nicely raised. I don't know if you can kind of tell there. It's a raised print, which is, it's great packaging. It looks really nice. And then some drawn art on the side here. We've got the big Duranger Z on the top, or Z for normal people, and it's a 1/144th model scale because that's important apparently. So here we go. So there's a slip cover on here, which is something you normally would use with premium items and what have you. Then there's another, well, it's just like a two-part box that slips open. Maybe. Oh, it's it's also taped up. Give me a second.
5 minutes later.
There we go. So there's a sticker up here and one at the bottom. It's also worth noting there's a massive Z on the back with a sort of foily paper. So the presentation is really nice, apart from whatever the hell this is. We'll get into that. So let's see if we can slip the top off. Come on. There we go. Is that the same image? I think, no, it's different. It's another one. So yeah, you've got it. Got the Astro Megazord fighting Ecliptor inside there. And then these are control panels from inside the cockpit when they're in Megazord mode. Also, again, really nice presentation. And then you have all this paper stuff. Yes, we have to save the environment, but most of us keep this stuff. I mean, this is for, what is it? It's for 15 plus. It's going to be adult collectors buying. It's not kids, If you save this stuff, just do the stuff that will last instead. So here's the hunk of junk. Oof, that feels really cheap. Good lord. Oh. So, oh goodness me. There are so many things to get into with this thing. We have all the accessories down here. Let's see what we've got here. That's the rocket booster. Also feels incredibly light. You'd think the whole thing was plastic free with the weight they put into this. Dear me. So that's the rocket booster that the Mega Shuttle sits or is stuck to when it goes into space, but also it also doubles as a blaster for the Astro Megazord. It is nice it's painted, you know, the little paint there is on there, compared to the original. But again, it feels very cheap. What have we got in here? Oh, it's the minifigures. Okay. Cool beans. I don't know about you guys, but I always put the bags back in the spot they were originally. So I know where to put everything when I eventually put it back in its box. So let's have a look at these. Have Red Ranger there. Where's the camera? It's over here. Oops. Yeah. Sorry, the lighting is not the greatest. They're made from very, very soft, almost rubber-like plastic. They all have the same pose. So that was a cheap way to make 5 different figures. For those of you who don't know me, I am also a bit of a prop. Oh wait, nope, different sculpt. Never mind. I'm a bit of a prop maker on the side, and have a bit of experience with casting different things. And this is rubber that's painted, not cast in a specific color, and that's probably made it a lot cheaper for them. So the girls have a skirt, so it is 2 different molds. Hats off to that. And then over here, the bag's already been ripped open. We have the different hands, which are also made from a slightly rubber-esque material. Don't know if you can really tell. It's very hard rubber, but it is rubber nonetheless. Oh, there you go. Which is fine, I guess. Not necessary, if you ask me, but it is what it is. Another grippy hand there. And another jazz hand. Right. One more bag. I assume this is the Mega Shuttle. Looks like it. There we go. So that's a chunky boy. Very, very chunky. And it doesn't close together completely. Another design flaw. Yeah. Got the cockpit in there with all the Rangers. I do appreciate that. That's one of the good things about this. And it looks as if a lot of the artwork, if it's not the exact, no, it's not quite the same. Anyway, the artwork in here on the back panel looks very similar to what we got on the presentation flap. So, yeah. Anyways, more stuff to get out of here. And also a set of instructions. I assume it transforms relatively similar to the original, so this should not be very useful to me. Finally, we have the sword. Sorry, Astro Megazord Saber. So it's not made from the same rubbery material the original Saber was, which is quite nice actually. I'll do a quick comparison. This is my own one I've painted. It's obviously much smaller because the scale is a lot different. But these ones were very soft, I assume because of safety stuff back in the day. It was made for 4+, so you know. Yeah, it's nice you don't have the hollow back like on the Bandai swords. I'm sure most of you will probably recognize that the sabers or swords from Bandai almost always had a hollow back, which was, you know, not very appetizing in terms of looks, but it is what it is. Let's just put this back. I don't think a lot of people record this part, but it's what I do, so here we go. And now I understand why, because it takes bloody ages. Okay. There we go. Right. Let's get rid of this box for a second. There. And we can also get rid of that. And finally, this piece here. So that's it. This is the new Astro Mega ship. Ooh, I don't like that. While it's in ship mode, let's do a couple of comparisons between the original and the new one. So obviously the scale is very different. And I think my biggest pet peeve is, first of all, the color. This has taken a bit of sun bleach. So this was the color that was originally used. It's more evident on the shield and the upper part of the arms for some reason. But even so, this color is closer to what you see on screen and on the props used in the show than this thing is. Oh wait, no, I don't need that yet. Yeah, this one I've repainted, as some of you are probably able to tell. I got rid of all the chrome because it's not chrome on the show, so why bother with that? And it's one of those things that I don't like it personally. I know a lot of people do enjoy chrome, but of course this thing is missing details compared to the original model used in the show, but I just still feel it's more faithful to that. All these pieces here are also bare on the show model, and on this they've just added a absolute ton of extra, unnecessary, in my opinion, detailing. So yeah, I'm not even sure where to start with this. This is the side view. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of ranting. The Mega Ship to me is very thinnish, sleek, has a thin nose that just works for the look of this thing. Also, probably nostalgia, and having seen it, thousands of times at this point, it just looks a specific way. And if you change the proportions, it just looks off. So what I'll do is I'll put that there, and then I'll place this one next to it. So if you look at the proportions of the nose, it's been not elongated, it's been fattened up quite a lot, and I just don't like it. That is probably my personal opinion, but there are so many things that have been changed. Of course, because they have to. This is Bandai's original molds, and I'm sure Hasbro aren't allowed to touch that. But it still makes me sad because I love the original so much. Here's the bottom of them. Again, a lot of things have been changed, not necessarily for the better. If this had never existed, this would be really nice in terms of looks and everything. But now that Hasbro have been able to make something 25 plus years ago that looks a certain way, and Hasbro for some reason are unable to at least replicate it, seeing as they have the original Mega Ship model in-house, I don't understand why they can't replicate that instead of making something completely new. Another thing I do really dislike about this thing is, on the original, that the fists on the back of the arms down here take up most of the back space, if that makes sense. Like it's a big chunky hand, whereas these are, they barely take up half of the overall area on the back here. Why not make an extra set of hands now that you insist, Hasbro, on making all these other ones? Why not make ones that actually look like, look the part? Yeah, okay. Anyway, on to the next part. I'm unsure how to open this bit. Oh, it's up here. Okay. There's a little tiny hinge here. So this is supposed to be the inside of the mega ship bridge, and I mean, of course, it's very very small, and it's not quite the way the bridge looked, but they have some quite nice detailing in there, like the viewing screen, viewing port, whatever you want to call it. It has the correct detailing in there from the show. It'd be fun to try and paint that, although it'll probably be a bit of a nightmare. And they have some of the panel detailing in there that they had on the show as well. So you know, things like this I really appreciate. You know, again, same with the little cockpit in the mega shuttle. So yeah, might take a closer look at that at some point. Anywho, let's try and transform this thing and hope that everything doesn't break. The people who've already seen reviews of this thing probably know at this point that some of the pegs break on this thing. So we shall see if that is the case. This works pretty much exactly like the original. So you should be able to spin this. That's up. Okay, and click, and then you have handle there. And I assume this clip is for the arm, so it attaches like something Captain America will wear or use or whatever in the movies, probably the comics too. But that's the shield. So let's have a look here. There goes the feet, and in here there are some flappity flap things that you fold out. You fold them down when you put the mega shuttle in there. Is it even possible? There we go. In there-ish. Also, I'm not a big fan of pegs. The clips on the original, I'll show you that later. That just look better. So anyway, put these down. Put that. I'm supposed to fold that in. Oof. I don't like that. It feels like it's going to break. So we'll just fold these up for a second. And unclip them. Okay. Okay. It doesn't feel natural, this thing, to transform it. Everything is very, 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 very stiff. And you can't fold that out. Oh dear. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say this is a bit of a design flaw. These parts, I assume, are supposed to spin around, but they basically don't. I might have to try and suss this out off camera. Give me a second.
A few moments later.
After consulting the manual, yeah, I was supposed to do, so this part here is supposed to flip around. So you need to turn this entire thing 180 degrees, which is easier said than done. So, like that. Yeah, like that. And then turn that in there. Yeesh. So I assume it's these things that break, I think. They don't feel very sturdy, and they're cast as a separate part of the rest, so technically speaking should be replaceable, but I'm not sure if they are. Anyway, let's fold those in. Oh, and these. Oh wait, no, it's these here. So these clips here are supposedly break quite easily. Okay. Okay. So far so good. Then I assume this will be very similar to the original. Yeah, it is. So the head does turn, which is pretty cool. But it also means the whole thing is just kind of, let me just put it back together real quick. So first of all, it won't close together all the way. And on this thing here, it sort of sits on top. The original had sort of a slot all the way down here where you were able to place the bottom part of the shuttle into it. So it just looked a bit more sleek and a bit more aerodynamic, since they are going through the atmosphere. So anyways, let's put that down there for a second. This part folds down like the Bandai toy, and then there's a peg in here. You place it into the top of the face, I suppose you'd call it, and then that spins around. Also, I'm realizing, because I had this this idea that I wanted to resculpt parts of this, but this part here in particular is made from rubber, and you can't really resculpt rubber, unfortunately. That's a bit of a pain in the butt. Let's see. That doesn't feel right. Surely it's not supposed to sit like that. One moment, going to consult the instructions. Yeah, apparently I'm not stupid. That's just how it sits. Either that or something's missing in here. It does feel a bit weird that there's direct access to the inside of this thing. When you check out the instructions, specifically here, it looks as if there is a bottom plate, but that's not in here. So if that's it, then I'm even more disappointed, because that's just... What is that? Come on. Ooh, okay. Let's change out the hands. There. Let's get some grippy hands on this thing. There. And it's supposed to grip onto the wheel, I believe. Like that. And we can put the sword. Can we? Wow. This is this is not particularly well made. Or maybe it's too well made, I don't know. Okay, so far so good. And then if I want to place that in there, that's not going to go in. No, that's going to break. It feels like it's going to break. Okay, semi-finished Astro Megazord. Sheesh. Okay. So that's it there. And then next to it, we'll place the original. So obviously there's a huge size difference. That was to be expected. If we lay them next to each other maybe. It's not quite twice the size, but it's close. Of course, we've got this weird head thing going on. I don't know or understand why it kind of doesn't want to sit in there. That feels like a massive design flaw. Just to follow up on the head issue, it appears a large plate is supposed to sit here, and that is not included. You can tell from, where's my finger? Right there. There's a there's supposed to be a plate here. You can even see the little tab that is supposed to sit right there, and that is gone. Nice one, Hasbro. Useless. It's just it won't budge. I'm not impressed with this. I'll look it over and see if I can figure out what's wrong, but for the time being, it looks like it's just like that. So on the original Bandai one, it just slipped right in there and just clipped in the back, and that was it. You're done. No hassle and no mucking about. So yeah, I don't know what to do with this. That's just not good in any kind of way. Is my one missing something? Please let me know. Yeah. There are a couple of good things with this, and there's mostly bad, unfortunately. I was hoping this would be excellent when they originally announced it, but I quickly realized that was not going to be the case. And unfortunately, this is if you like a massive clunky robot that can pose a little bit but looks absolute rank in its other form, mainly this, I would just avoid like the plague. And again, as I said at the beginning of the video, I only got this because it went down to a price that I felt is what it was worth in the first place. This is actually terrible. How is it that bad? Jeez. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to tell you. The cockpits and the bridge, or just the cockpit and bridge, are fun little things that they didn't have to do. We appreciate it, of course, but the execution of this entire thing is subpar at best. I wish they'd done proper silver like the sword. It's not difficult, and it's probably cheaper as well. The wheels are painted silver. I appreciate that. They weren't on the original. Of course, there's more postability with this thing, which, you know, it will help you give him more dynamic posing. And these also open up, which helps you move the legs and what have you. But yeah, this is I'm not going to recommend this, especially not with this flappy head. I'll hit up a couple of friends who have this Megazord and ask them if they have the same issue, but that is not worth getting, especially not if this is what you get. Not impressed with that. Yeah, I suppose I'm not really sure what else to say. There's lots more things that can be done with it. Like the original, put the shield on. You can detach the boosters on the gun and place them in here. Why, I don't know. something they did on the original toy. That's something I never understood anyway. You could also place the gun underneath for storage, which again, I don't understand why that is something they want to replicate. Same with this one. Why do stuff they didn't do in the show? That's what I don't get. But hey ho, it is what it is. If you have more questions, please just drop a comment below, and I'll get back to you ASAP. But yeah, this is not worth. Was it $180 originally? I think that's insane. Absolutely insane. Get the original instead. It's about the same price now. Just look at that. It's so much nicer. That nose is just Anyways, hope this was useful to those of you who watched, and to those who didn't find it useful, I'm sorry I wasted half an hour of your time, but something had to be said because this thing is actual trash. Anyway, thanks for tuning in.